Hello, hello. I
Ah,
hope everyone's having a beautiful, blessed, and favored day.
yes.
Today is day 5 of the Minding Your Benefits webinar series. I hope you all have enjoyed this as much as Dr. Thelá and I. We have truly enjoyed being able to bring our insights and our best practices and expertise to you all to help you navigate this time. This is not something that you have to just watch once. It is up on YouTube. Dr. Thiele has her YouTube.
Yes.
Mine is coming soon,
Make
but you
sure you like and
can
share
like and share,
and subscribe.
subscribe.
Yes.
And you can revisit this, share it with your friends, share it with your coworkers. But we are in day 5. So day
Yeah.
5 today is really just going to be a summary of what we've talked about. We'll share some insights and some of our own personal stories on how we've utilized the benefits that we had when we were employed with employers. So just to introduce myself, my name is Jasmine Smalls. I am a certified financial planner, licensed financial consultant. I have worked with firms like Fidelity. I was there for a number of years. I've worked with JP Morgan Chase, Edward Jones, and have connected with thousands of people and helped them navigate how to really leverage the finances that they have, maximize it, and really elevate their overall situation. And so, whether it be someone who's saving for retirement, or if you're saving for a home, or if you're saving for your children's education, I'm your girl to help you navigate how do you do it all, right? We have all of these competing goals. We're all trying to set ourselves up and our loved ones up in the best way that we can. And so I'm here to help take the load off and make it easy for you when it comes to navigating how you actually do that strategically. Because trust me, there is strategy to this. There is very much strategy to this. And so I currently have my own firm, Jasmine Smalls Consulting, where you can reach out to me and schedule a complimentary consultation and we can connect. And so I'll hand it over to Dr. Thiele.
Thank you, Jasmine. I always, every time you do that introduction, I say to myself, I need to meet with you more to discuss my finances because I always have another level that I want to get to. So my name is Dr. Thelá Thatch. I am the owner and chief equity officer of Thelá Thatch Consulting. We are a full service HR firm from hire to retire. So basically, I literally was last night on site at a client hiring new employees and enrolling them into benefits at like 8 o'clock at night. So I go
Yes.
on site and I help with strategic work around your HR needs, like, open enrollment that we're talking about today, benefits, new hires, recruiting, employee relations issues, disciplinary issues, all of the above. And basically, I do all of this because I had to do all of this when I worked in corporate America. I was a HR generalist in my first part of my career. I was a recruiting coordinator. I was a chief diversity officer at a large entertainment company. And so I blend everything from HR, equity, all together to give you Thelá Thatch Consulting. And then I talk about it on YouTube and Instagram. And so we are so happy to bring you this series. I wish somebody had a series and that I had access to like listen to somebody when I was really starting off with my family. I'm a mom, I have 3 kids, I'm a wife, and it was a lot trying to figure out how to navigate my benefits, how to mind my benefits. And so today we're going to talk a lot, just a recap, and I'll let Jasmine get started.
Yes. No, we're just going to recap what we talked about, really helping you all build a comprehensive benefit strategy because that's the goal. I'll start with one of the middle goals. Setting long-term financial goals is really key. One thing about me, and I know Dr. Thiele as well, having the goal in mind, or as the book, I believe it's called The 7 Habits of Successful People,
Yes.
having the end in mind is so important when it comes to building any type of strategy. I feel like sometimes we think goal setting may be just for New Year's resolutions, or I want to save, lose weight, or, you know, some gain weight, you know, depending on where you are. That's not my problem, but goal setting is extremely applicable when it comes to strategically building out your benefits package that your employers are offering, because your employers have strategically offered you benefits that they feel like are going to be helpful to you, and also helpful to themselves. We've mentioned it before. Your employers are happy to offer you benefits. They also get a benefit for it. They get some type of tax break. They get some type of it helps with employee retention, employee morale. So there are actual benefits, and they are strategic about what they're offering you. And so we as people, whether you're an employee or an employer, we also have to be strategic and take ownership of how we move from day to day. And so that's really been our heart behind this series, and helping you think through, okay, where am I today? Where am I trying to go tomorrow? And where will I be in 30 years? Right? Because it's about today. Yes, of course, you want to take care of the now. You want to take care of your immediate present, but you also want to take care of your future. And so a part of that is integrating retirement savings, because that's your future self, right? That's the longer term goal that you're setting yourself up for. Healthcare, that's more immediate. Healthcare, you're making sure you're taking care of today, that your family's taking care of today. Life insurance, that's more of the longer term goal as well, to where, you know, we're planning for you to be here for a long time, but we still want to make sure if something were to happen to you in the more immediate future or in the longer term, that your family is protected. And legal plan goes into that longer term, that estate planning, creating a will, creating a trust, having these documents in place. So they're instructions, and also it's a way for you to move assets, especially that trust. It's a way for you to move assets and avoid some of those unnecessary taxes and costs, and also headache. I feel like that's something we don't all talk about enough. The headache that can come when people don't leave their affairs in order when they pass away. Anything you wanted to add, Dr. Thelá?
Wow, you said a lot. I think sometimes we're listening to people like you and I, and we're thinking, oh, I know that already. And the real work happens when you sit down and you look at where is your plan. So if I was to ask the listener, where do you keep your plan? Where's your plan? Do you have a spreadsheet? Do you have a budget? Do you have a file? And so if you can't answer that and you don't have a plan, then you don't have a plan. And so a lot of people just hear this. I just want to challenge the listener to literally take out a pen and paper or take out your phone and just start writing action items. Okay, I will call my HR person on Monday and ask about my benefits plan and know when open enrollment is. On Tuesday, I will select my benefits for open enrollment. On Wednesday, I will look at my budget and set aside $20, $200, $2,000 for savings and investments. So having a clear plan, I have a fun plan that I set up in my head, literally just came to me during Black Friday. I'm going to call it Cancellation Friday. So what I'm going to do is go through all the different things I have, like that extra, streaming account, the extra whatever, accounts and services that I have that I haven't been using or that I really don't need anymore. And I'm going to write it down and I'm going to calculate them all and total it. And let's say I've been paying $500 for these things I really don't want. I'm putting that money into an investment vehicle. So that is not something I want to do every month. I just want to like streamline, clean out everything, sell some stuff in my garage, and whatever money I make, I'm putting in an investment vehicle. So thank you, Jasmine, for putting up this picture. I just wanted to share an example. I love this picture. Okay. Finding my benefits. First of all, it was a long drive. We drove out from LA to that day we drove to Arizona about 4 hours. I think we left about 6 in the morning to look at this property that I'm standing in front of. And this property expands way back into the Wallapai reservation, which this property is 42 acres. And so what I'm trying to tell you, I mentioned before in the other series, I think it was day 4 or 3, that when my husband and I were first married, we had all types of debt. But long story short, we were able to use our 401k because we were working at this company that offered a really generous 401k. And we didn't take everything out of it, but I remember exactly we took out $15,000. And that $15,000 loan helped us purchase our very first home in New Jersey, which it was so funny because we were 27 at the time, and people thought I was like the nanny and like the housekeeper. The neighborhood
Oh,
that we lived in was a
wow.
typically like upper scale neighborhood. And even my own friends were like, "This your house? This your house?" I was like, so anyhow, we bought our first house at 27, 3 bedroom, beautiful home. And that was because we used that 15K as a part of cash down payment. Like, so there were other creative things we did, but that was the key. And so this here, speaking about 401ks and having money somewhere, we also took that magic number, 15,000. I took 15,000 out of my 401k, and Norman took 15,000 out of his 401k, and we bought this property that you're looking at here, 42 acres and some mules.
Yes.
Check it out on Instagram. It's at 42 acres, underline some mules. And we were able to purchase this with cash. And one of the things I had to talk to my family about, as they were like, "What are we doing? Why are we buying this property?" First of all, it's amazing. It's 42 acres in a place in Arizona where we became the population number 95. There's only like 95 people living there. But now it's a part of my diverse portfolio. But not only that, it's like a dream of my ancestors to be able to have 42 acres and some mules. So that's the story I wanted to share. And I think about we wouldn't be able to do it if we didn't. We had some savings, and no, we didn't have 6 month savings. We didn't have like all the things that Jasmine is teaching us and talking about, but we hadn't enough to take advantage of this opportunity. So that's me minding my benefits. And it's so interesting. Right before we set to record, I got a email on I'm getting ready to break ground in December, and they sent over the contract for me to break ground to start building on this property. And so the first step of breaking ground is happening in December, this in the next few weeks.
Yes.
So yay. So
Yeah.
I'm just
Can we
sharing. Yeah, go ahead.
I was like, we have to celebrate when boss
Yeah.
moves happen, boss moves happen. That is
Yeah.
amazing. Congratulations to
So,
you and Norman.
thank
That is something to celebrate for sure. And appreciate you sharing that. And that actually goes into so we had an audience question, and it
you.
said, are there common gaps in benefits coverage that employees should look out for when building a comprehensive plan? And one of the ones I will say is a retirement plan. As much as so for me, I'm always thinking retirement plans, but what I realize is that a lot of people feel like they can't afford it.
Right.
A lot of people feel like that they can't afford to put money away or and I'm not saying that there aren't some people that truly maybe need to increase their income, but I will say this. You can start with a lot of times 20, $30. It does not have to be hundreds of dollars that you're putting in every paycheck. I know for me, when I started building up my retirement plan, I put in $40 every time I got paid. That's all I could do. And honestly, if I'm honest, that was a stretch. Like I put in $40 every time I got paid. And I tried to take advantage of the employer match. I was benefiting from profit sharing, so really just trying to take advantage of what my company offered. And so for me, I was able to see a retirement account go from 0 to 6 figures in under 5 years.
Wow.
And that's from putting money away and taking advantage of the benefits from my employer. And to what Dr. Thiele said, having something, one, is better than nothing. So
Exactly.
even if you do have, let's say $1,000, $2,000, that's money that you can leverage
Yeah,
and
that's the word, leverage.
leverage. Take, like Dr. Thiele, buy a home. You can buy land. You can pay for an emergency instead of having to go
Right.
use a credit card. I would, with all of this, say consult with a financial consultant, even as I'm saying it, because
Right.
you want to make sure you're aware of penalties, fees, and even loans.
Mhm.
Just the pros and cons of that before you do these things. But the point is that you have it available, right?
Exactly.
Like you have it actually available to you. So then you can go flip it. You can stay put. You have choice. And
Yeah.
I feel like that's really a core of what we've been talking about this entire time is the importance of choice and the
Right.
importance of taking time, as we said earlier, to sit down and say, ultimately, where am I going? What is my goal? Right? Like, what is my goal? And sometimes I know you may not have all of the aspects of how you're going to get there, but a lot of times we do have an overarching vision of where we want to go. And
Right.
so just simply starting there and saying, okay, well, what does my employer offer that can help me get there? So, is it a retirement account? Another comprehensive benefit that I feel like people don't take advantage of if it's available to them is what we were also saying, that life insurance aspect. I feel like people sometimes skip over that instead of just adding that 2 times, 3 times their income and paying those extra few dollars. Sometimes people can skip over it thinking, oh, what do I need that for? But
Yeah.
as we talked about, life insurance has been a crucial part of people actually building and passing down wealth. So
Yeah.
imagine you're able to pass down, let's say, $200,000 to your loved ones just by paying an extra $2 every time you get paid.
That's real. That's so real. I just want to share another personal experience and then I want to go back to the question in the chat. So when I was 19 years old, my dad died and he had no insurance coverage. So I had to pay for his funeral. I'm like 19 years old. I had to come up with $10,000. When I was in my early 20s, my grandmother died. She had no insurance. So at 20 something years old, I had to take out a loan and pay for my grandmother's funeral and pay for that. And. So I've had numerous times, maybe 3 or 4 times, where I had to pay for my family's funeral expenses by going into debt to pay for them. And so I just plead with anyone who has no like final term insurance burial, please, this is the time during open enrollment. Make sure you have 1 times. And I promise you, when I finish recording, I'm going to double check my insurance again too and make sure I have it. You should be checking it at least once a month, making sure your premiums are being paid. And I also want to say, we talk a lot about taking loans or leveraging the 401k. We are in no way encouraging you to like take out all of your money out of your 401k.
Wow.
However, me taking out $15,000 to buy a home that was $150,000 that I later sold and made over $150,000. I would have never seen that without that original seed money of 15K. So I used that seed money to make over $100,000.
Right.
And my 401k didn't reach 100,000 yet. It didn't even reach 100,000. So it's just a faster way to get what you're trying to get to where you want to be. And again, most of the people, the majority of people in America, mostly white and other people, they know this, they're taught this. And so I'm
Yes.
typically speaking to women and people of color to mind your benefits. And so
My benefits.
mind your benefits. So some of the common gaps, and back to the question, I just want to be really quick because look, we're running out of time already.
Right.
Common gaps is making sure you know who your out of network coverage is with. Like if you're going to have in-network coverage, out-of-network coverage. No, okay, one big issue employees always came to me with when they do their open enrollment is they have that doctor that they had a family doctor for forever, and then their coverage changes and their doctor's not in the plan. Please look deeper into, what plans have the doctor you want. So, and if not, how much will it cost if they're out of network? So out of network means they're not in the network you chose, and now you're gonna have to pay for them out of network. The other thing is being aware of high deductibles. If you're going to pick a dental plan, make sure you know if that dental plan covers braces and things like that. And then another gap when you're building a comprehensive plan is what Jasmine said is around life insurance. Sometimes you don't check that one time, two times, and you're missing out because you literally just be paying $3 or $6 more to have double your annual income. So one times is your annual income. So if you make $100,000 and you die, your family gets $100,000. And I've seen that paid out to employees. Unfortunately, in my time, the death benefit was paid out to a family through the company. And if you check two, you get $200,000.
Yeah.
So it's really important. And I think the last thing that we talked about, just to recap, is the vesting schedules. Be
Yeah.
aware, when do you have access? So you're thinking about your exit plan, maybe for a company, you're thinking about quitting. Take the time to look at, okay, if I quit, which of these benefits are portable? Write down portable. What can I take with me? And if I take it with me, how much would it cost? When do I have access to this money? Will I just get half of it? Don't quit the anniversary of your 5-year vesting schedule. Like you quit, like I'm gonna quit.
Make sure it's there.
Make sure that 5 years, then quit. Like don't quit the day before you had access to the 5-year vesting schedule, which meant make sure you have access to your money. Or if you don't care, at least know like you can count the cost. Okay, that's my 2 cents on all of
Yeah,
that.
I actually want to add to that. So I was working with a client and she left her employer and didn't understand what a vesting schedule was. So when she met with me, what she was thinking was that her account was hit by the markets. And so so essentially I'll just throw out some numbers. Let's say her original account balance was at $60,000. And when she met with me, it was at 40. And so when she met with me, she was like, oh my gosh, these markets, because she was actually jaded because she was thinking that the markets had impacted her account so much.
Right.
And I was like, no, the market, without me even knowing what was going on with her employer, I just knew it wasn't the market because the markets were actually doing fairly well during that time. And so for her account to have dropped as much as it did, it just didn't make sense. And so I asked her, I said, hey, do you know if you had an employer match? And she said, yes. And so I said, oh, what happened was you had your employer matched, but when you left, you didn't meet the employment requirement in order to keep that match. And so I say that to say vesting schedules are extremely important. One, that's what you know you're actually keeping from the employer match that you're getting. But then also, I feel like that level of awareness is important because, like that woman, she was thinking and being jaded by the markets, but really it had nothing to do with the markets. It was more so the employer's vesting schedule. And so, being aware of what's happening in your accounts is important from multiple aspects. But like Dr. Thelá said, if you have an exit strategy, and I'm speaking from experience because your girl goes in with an exit strategy. It's important to know what that's going to look like. And so if you are leaving money on the table, weighing the pros and cons, right? But don't do it the day before or even the week before when you're so close. You already worked for it. Just wait it out. So I did want to just reiterate that. And I'll also summarize. I know we're getting up at time. So you can't afford not to save for retirement. We know that we don't live in a time where I know my grandma, that lady was retired for basically my whole life. Like She was retired. She was able to live off her pension and Social Security. We do not live in a time to where most employers are giving out pensions anymore. Your now retirement plan is a self-funded one, a lot of times through a 401k. If you are the fortunate few that have pensions, congratulations. Like, that is amazing and huge. But a lot of us don't have that anymore. And so you really are in a place where we all need to be putting away something as soon as possible. Like I said, even if you're starting with your minimum, $15, $20, and put yourself on auto increase. So over time, your amount's automatically being increased. And then, as one of my colleagues always says, celebrate yourself. Increase every birthday. Say, hey, this is my present to myself. I'm going to increase what I'm putting into my retirement because I understand in my future self is going to thank me. So let me celebrate her now too.
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
I said future self because I'm definitely self. My future self because in my 20s I said, what is going on? What is happening? And now I can look back in my older ages. I'm like, okay, future self.
Exactly.
That's awesome. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
What else was
you're good. I was going to say health is wealth.
Health is
Dr.
wealth.
Thelá already mentioned understanding your healthcare plans, PPOs, HMOs, high deductible health plans where you can get the health savings accounts, those HSAs. So really understanding, and as she mentioned, if you have a family doctor that you're going to, are they covered under, which plan are they covered under? Right? How do you get them in network so you're not paying out of network fees? And how do you set yourself up knowing what, if you're not someone who goes to the doctor, maybe you don't need as much coverage, or maybe you're not as concerned about the deductibles and things because you're not going to the doctor. Versus if you're someone who, I paused because I was like, if you're someone who has all the ailments and you're going to the doctor every other week, then you do want to be more concerned about what's actually covered, what prescriptions plans look like, all of these different things. And so that is extremely important. Health savings accounts versus flexible spending accounts. We went into depth. We encourage you to go back, but health savings accounts are fantastic ways to not only put money away for your healthcare expenses, but to also invest it for your longer term future self. And so that money can continue to build versus flexible spending accounts. You use it or lose it every year. Yeah. Anything you wanted to add?
Yeah, I just want to leave everyone with some kind of books so one book that you gave me, The Little Book of Common Sense Investing by Jasmine Smalls, I recommend that. Also for entrepreneurs and for intrapreneurs, I recommend We All Should Be Millionaires by Rachel Rogers. That really changed my life on how I think about money in general. And so a lot of what we're talking about is a money mindset. And just really minding your money, minding your business, minding your benefits. So just Google or ChatGPT books that you can read. And why I say that is because you want to get comfortable with some of these terms like comprehensive plan or vesting, HSA, FSA, investment, universal life, like all the different terms that we use. I find that people get so overwhelmed and intimidated by those terms that they do nothing. And the point of this 5-day series was do something. Mind your benefits. Take action. And you can do it every day, just for 5 minutes, learn something new. Look, that's what I do. I just do a little bit at a time, clean out the clutter, get rid of stuff I shouldn't be paying for, and then use that money to invest. And then come up with a plan and have a vision and make it plain. So that's it. I appreciate you all for signing.
I was going to say one more plug, The Diversity Dilemma by Dr. Thelá.
That's right.
Add that to your book repertoire as well, the diversity dilemma.
Thank you. How about my own book? And you know what? This book really talks about taking care of yourself. So there's a whole section in the book around the 7 R's, around rest, relaxation, rejuvenation. And if you can't take care of yourself, first of all, nobody else is going to take care of you, but you have to put your oxygen mask on first before you can help anyone. And I already shared. So really just set your intention, go buy my book. That's right. But seriously, we appreciate your time. What else do you have to say, Jasmine, before we close out?
That's it. No, we definitely appreciate your time. Thank you for tuning in. If you'd like to connect with us, you can reach me at jasminesmalls.com. You can reach Dr. Thelá at TheláThatch.com.
Yes, Thatch.com.
Okay.
Thela
Thelá Thatch.
Thatch. Yeah, people say Thelá Hatch. It's Thelá Thatch. So ThelatThatch, TheláThatch.com. And please, thank you, Maisha, for the encouragement. It was wonderful
Yes.
doing the webinar series, and we look forward to doing more series like this.
Yeah. And also you can hire us.
Oh,
So
that part.
we do
Yeah.
trainings at corporations. We do even lunch and learns. We mentioned those as well, the importance of lunch and learns and talking through different benefits and aspects. Yes, so we are available. Reach out to us. But yes, we do plan on also continuing doing different series as well.
And follow us on social media. Mine says Ask Mrs. HR, or you can, just Google Thelá Thatch.
Yes. And I'm
Jasmine Smalls.
primarily on LinkedIn, just Jasmine Smalls. You can find me. I'll pop up. I do articles quite often where I'm just dropping different nuggets around financial planning. And also I do get a little bit more personal. So I know I did article around what do you do when your family wants some money, right? What are some questions that you can ask yourself on whether you should say yes or no? No, it's a real thing. So
No, it is a real thing, and it's a lot. So that's a whole other series.
exactly. But no, we appreciate your time. As you can see, we can talk, y'all. We enjoy what we do. We truly do. Feel free, reach out. We love engagement. So DM us, leave comments in the chat. Feel free. We love to talk to you all and connect. And let us know what you'd like to talk through, or if there are any topics you'd like us to talk about later on.
That's right. Well, signing off until next time.